Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I be to Dr. Wan Mazlini and our fellow audience. Today we are going to have a forum discussion amongst us. Joining me today is Mr. George Chong, an English teacher from SMK Tanah Putih, Miss Eva Yompuri Linggahan, a secondary school student from SMK St. Mark, one of the alumni from UPSI, Miss Lim Shuhui, and Mr. Tan Peng Heng, a lecturer from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and Masters in TSL. So everyone, today our topic would be the importance of English as a second language. Miss Lim Shuhui, would you like to start first?
Okay, thank you for addressing. Okay, so now I'll start with the sharing of my experiences, like how I got the advantage when I know English. Okay, so after I graduated from UPSI, I started searching jobs, and it's my dreams to work in big companies. And when I went to interview at their companies, I found that I've actually had an advantage compared to others because I know how to speak English, how to deal with the purchaser and the dealer from other companies. And okay, I'm fortunate enough to get employed by the biggest company, Nestle. And okay,
I think that's also Miss Lim Shuhu. You would say that English is important because it can be an international business language and it also can be used in applying jobs. So I would like to throw the question to Miss Eva Yompuri. What is your opinion on this topic?
Based on my opinion, I think I agree with Lim Shoi's idea about how it is important for our career. Because me as a secondary school student myself, our teacher always pressure us that how important English is and we need to be able to speak fluently in English. Because after we finish our SPM, I don't think that universities during interviews they will only look at our SPM result itself. They will also during the interview they also ask about what language, how many language can you speak. So if you can speak in English, then they might give like a bonus mark for you. So this is because in the future when you already have a career, I don't think that we will only stay in one place, for example Malaysia. So it might be that our job will need us to go to other places. So there are other countries that is also using English as their second language, such as Japan, Nigeria. They also use English as their second language. So I think that English, to be able to speak English is really crucial.
So you would agree, if I were to conclude, your points would be it would act as a medium to communicate with.
Yes.
Mr. George Chong, anything to add on?
To me, English as a second language is very, very important. As me myself is an English teacher in SMK Tanah Putih. So whenever I walk around the schools, through classrooms, to the canteens, offices, I can see that most students and teachers they communicate with each other using English. So to me, this is actually very important because in the school itself, most of the people there, the students there, actually understand English as the second language besides another language.
Such great point. Anything to elaborate, Mr. Tan Peng Hang?
I agree on all the panelists. Yeah, as for me, first I started as a teacher, secondary school teacher and I furthered my study after the degree to a master, which brought me here to become a lecturer in university. So if one doesn't know English language, they can't go any further as they can't actually further their studies. That the opportunities for them are not really wide enough.
So based on from that, I would like to also throw a question in which some say that science and mathematics textbooks mostly are used in English language. So any of these panelists would like to elaborate on that?
So I would like to say that science and mathematics textbooks in Malaysia for secondary students, most of them are written in Malay. But we should also know that most of us won't only stop on secondary school level. We will also further our studies. So if you further our studies, for example, STPM, matriculation, or university, when you are taking your further studies, your textbook will be translated into English. So to be able to actually understand English and to speak English, you are able to understand the terms and the information that is written on the textbook itself.
I second Miss Effa's opinion. I was a science student before this, and every time I find I have some problems in learning science and mathematics, I will actually find the teaching videos on YouTube, like Clash Clones, something like that, and they are all taught in English. So it's very crucial for you to master English, so you can learn additional knowledge other from textbook.
So basically, it's like a second reference towards the
Yes.
primer textbooks. So anything more to add on?
I agree with what the two panelists said. Because when I was in the classroom, the students always come to me and complain, saying that other languages beside English, when it comes to teaching maths, mathematics, and also science, it's very difficult and very hard to understand. And to them, most schools will actually do their exams in English, so they will find it difficult to actually study in some other languages, but then answer in English.
So our discussion are going great, but the time is getting shorter and shorter. So would the panelists would like to conclude by discussing with each other on which point is the most important one would be?
I think for first, the importance of English language is it acts as a medium to communicate widely because it's a spoken. People will be able to converse
Right.
in English.
It's widely spoken
Yeah, it's widely
universally.
spoken universally. And maybe any other?
And most of the books in the media are
Yeah.
widely used English. Yeah, the
Yes.
English is involved.
Even the signs or some.
We could say
sometimes.
media is a way to communicate with
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't actually weigh which importance is the most important one because they are all equally important.
Yeah.
So we are here to encourage students to learn English and to master English language as ESL.
Okay, so as a conclusion for our discussion today, which is importance of English as a second language, we concluded that every point is same, but the most important would be it would act as a medium to communicate with. So it's such a great discussion. Thank you everyone for
Thank you.
coming
Thank you.
today.
Thank you.
Thank you.